So I'm here outside at Broadfield Stadium for Women's League Cup action. Brighton are taking on Charlton Athletic and hoping to get their first win in over, I think it's 5 games now. Brighton coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with Liverpool following defeats to Manchester United, Arsenal and Tottenham. So a tough run for Brighton, but today they should be the favourites. They're facing a WSL 2 outfit who currently sit top of the second women's division. They recently beat Birmingham City, which was an impressive 1-0 victory, and 2-1 also over Southampton, who are the team Brighton most recently played in the Women's League Cup and beat 3-0. So sort of similar results there, and that kind of suggests the threat that Charlton could pose this Brighton side. They've also gone with a different team, lots of young players in Eliana Martin, Tahira Heron and Emily Gay, all 3 of them being academy prospects. So going to be interesting to see how they fare. Obviously they're all under the age of 18, so younger than myself who's 19. It's incredible when you see players of that calibre and that age. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do from the start. We've seen them in glimpses. I've definitely liked Tahira Heron. She's got a lot of pace and a lot of intent about her, so it'll be interesting to see how she fares. But Brighton have also got some of their senior players playing as well. Nadine Nordum, Rachel McLaughlin, so we'll have to see how the whole team does. Good to see Mylise Pom starting as well, obviously from that concussion against the Emirates. She's at the Emirates rather. She's not had too many minutes, so yeah, we'll see how it fares. I think Charlton will definitely want to ruffle a few feathers. Obviously, this is a crucial game for Brighton to win. They don't have it in their control of whether they go through out of the group stage. West Ham topping the group. But all Brighton can do is get a win. And yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see if they can do that here over Charlton Athletic. My prediction, I think I'm going to go 3-1. I do think Charlton will score, which may be against the odds. Brighton's defence has been incredible this season, as you hear earlier in this video. Only narrow 1-0 losses for them and 3-2 as well to Manchester United. So yeah, maybe it's rogue to predict that they'll score, but I'm going to go for 3-1. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
A goal for Charlton Athletic, scored by number 20, Mary Mcateer.
What maybe could have made that extra impact in getting that equaliser or turning around the result? Because again, fine margins it seems.
Look, probably Kiko Seike and a friend Kirby and a couple, the other players, Jelena.
Yeah.
Look, it was, at the start of the season, speaking about the cup, and from last season, we wanted to treat the competition as seriously as possible. Unfortunately, that changed a little bit after the first game. After we played Portsmouth, we had a fair bit of injuries to the forward line, and and a little bit thin in the midfield as well. So we've had to prioritise the league a little bit, rest players, especially for today. We just really couldn't afford it with the international break, games, then another international break. So it's a very heavy schedule. We're very thin at the minute as well with just in the forward line. So we just wasn't a risk I felt we could take. So I still thought we had enough. We just unfortunately we didn't do well enough on the cross. It's missed everyone, gone into the back of the net, and for all the sort of dominance and territory that we had, we just lacked numbers. Even though we were there, it felt like we were never there, sort of, in a way, which was a little bit frustrating. So, but look, a lot of young players played tonight, so it was a good opportunity for them. They'll learn a lot from this, which is really positive. So really good for the academy that are doing really well, and hopefully it'll be not the last time that we see these girls.
And just lastly, will you kind of use this as motivation? Because another disappointing result, surely that just mounts to the sort of frustration, hopefully using that in a positive way on Sunday.
Yeah, look, it's a different competition, different context. So tonight is frustrating. I think we'll be frustrated that we couldn't at least get something at the game. I thought our efforts and some of the play was really good. It was just that last bit of polish, probably a lot of what I've been talking about just now in the 2 boxes. We've got to be more clinical, and the once or twice that we're called upon, we just didn't deal with it well enough, and unfortunately we've been punished. So it just seems to be the trend at the moment that we make a mistake, we're punished immediately, while other times it's not as kind to us on the other side.
So it's full time here at Broadfield Stadium, and Charlton Athletic have managed to come away with the 1-0 victory against Brighton. I think it was quite an unexpected result, which kind of reflects the manner in which the goal was scored. In the 19th minute by Mcateer, the winger, she basically took on the cross and it managed to evade everyone in the box. No one got a touch on it, but it was that accurate of a cross that it actually found the back of the net on its own into the far corner. And as I say, that was the only goal in the entire match. Brighton dominating that second half after bringing on some of their more senior players. Maisie Simons coming on at half time. We just saw different changes for the side, which helped them to sort of steady the ship and create a lot of opportunities. Yorlin Karabali, I was really impressed as a centre-back, coming into the box and basically making herself a nuisance. She came close with 2 chances but just couldn't convert them. We also saw the same for Caitlin Hayes, a defender who came on at half-time. She came close with both a volley and a header, but both were at the keeper, so it didn't threaten Anna Patterson there. And yeah, I think the closest they also came was through, again, another substitute in Maisie Simons, who I've already mentioned, with her effort being tipped over the bar. So a few saves being demanded from the Charlton Athletic keeper, but in the end, Brighton just falling short. I spoke to Dario after, as you can see in the prior clip, and it was just about, I guess, managing players' minutes. Of course, they've had quite a few injuries, Brighton, and as the games start to rack up, and especially the intensity of them, playing Manchester United, Tottenham, Arsenal, of course, these aren't excuses, but they're circumstances Brighton have to deal with. And, you know, it just seems at this moment in time, with the amount of ACL injuries as well around different teams, obviously with Brighton, they've suffered it firsthand with Michelle Agyman. I think it's just being careful, and Dario being smart with that in terms of being careful at managing his players' minutes. Ahead of Sunday, which is an even bigger game now, Brighton winless, and I think that's 6 games, so they'll be hoping to get a much needed win against Leicester, both for the confidence and for the points. Brighton sitting 8th in the WSL. But this result for Brighton means they definitely won't be going through to the latter rounds. Unfortunately, they really needed to win today, and yeah, they really did push. As Dario said, it just seems like, you know, they're so far and yet so close. So yeah, that's the story of this one here at Broadfield. The fans, I will give a quick shout out to the fans. I'm rambling on a bit here, but I thought they deserved a mention. The amount of chance they started to create for the players is great to see. For Nadine Nordum especially, they love their chant. Number 29, Fuka Tsunoda. And yeah, they all have their drums and sort of create a lot of noise, and it's really fun to see, and they absolutely love cheering on the side, whether it's, you know, cold days like today and bad results, or hopefully when they get a win in our lovely glamorous stadium like the Addicks. So I'm looking forward to that one on Sunday. And yeah, Brighton, disappointing 1-0 loss here today against Charlton.